African fashion before colonization, what we lost before colonization, before borders were drawn, before Africa was told what was modern and what was not. Africa had one of the richest fashion systems on Earth. Today, we're traveling back in time to explore African fashion before colonization and what was lost along the way. 1. Fashion was a language, not just clothing. In pre-colonial Africa, fashion communicated identity, status, age, profession, and spirituality. What you wore told people who you were, where you came from, and what role you played in society. Colors, patterns, and materials all carried, meaning nothing was random. 2. Royalty was visually distinct. African kings, queens, and chiefs dressed like royalty because they were. From gold-laden Ashanti kings to beaded Zulu royalty and embroidered Ethiopian nobility, fashion clearly separated leadership from everyday wear. Crowns, beads, coral, feathers, and rare fabrics symbolized power and divine authority. 3. Africa had advanced textile technology. Long before Europe industrialized fashion, Africa had hand-woven fabrics, natural dyes, complex looms, climate-adapted clothing, so examples include kente in Ghana, aso-oke in Nigeria, mudcloth bogolan in Mali, indigo-dyed textiles across West and North Africa. These weren't primitive designs, they were advanced systems perfected over centuries. 4. Clothing was designed for the environment. African fashion respected nature, loose garments for heat, layered clothing for deserts, leather and fur for colder regions. Every outfit was practical and elegant. Nothing was wasteful. Nothing ignored the land. 5. Colonization disrupted identity through dress. Colonization didn't just take land, it redefined beauty and proper clothing. Traditional attire was labeled backward or uncivilized. Western dress codes were enforced in schools, churches, and workplaces. Over time, many Africans were taught to abandon their own fashion systems to be accepted. 6. Lost meanings, not just outfits. What was lost wasn't only clothing, it was knowledge. The meanings behind patterns, the stories behind colors, the rituals tied to dress. Much of this wisdom faded as generations were pushed toward foreign standards. 7. What survived and what's being reclaimed. Despite everything, African fashion never disappeared. It survived in ceremonies, weddings, festivals, and rural communities. Today, designers, creatives, and young Africans are reclaiming what was lost, modernizing traditional fabrics, reviving old techniques, and telling African stories through fashion again. African fashion before colonization was intelligent, symbolic, and powerful. What was lost can never fully be replaced, but it can be remembered, respected, and revived. As Africa reclaims its narrative, fashion becomes more than style again. It becomes identity. Which traditional African fashion do you think deserves more recognition today? Comment below, like the video, and subscribe for more African history, culture, and storytelling.